Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. It's Thursday, August 20th. The Phillies have an off day after they have swept the Marlins of Miami. This was not expected, but much appreciated as the Phillies now kind of continue to separate themselves a little bit from the pack in the wild card race, as well as tightening things up in the National League East. So here to talk about it all, we've got Jeremy, SJ Phillies fan. How are you today?
Feeling great. I mean, it's amazing how the baseball up and downs can really affect your mood when you're a true sicko fan.
This is true. So let's quickly kind of center that with the playoff odds that the Phillies have. We've kind of been continually referencing Fangraphs and what they've had to say.
The one and only thing they're good for.
This is true. And it has the Phillies at a 90.8% chance to make the playoffs. So that's elevated quite a bit from like the 65, 70% range that they've been at recently. It turns out it's a good thing to win 6 games in a row. But perhaps more importantly, the division odds have gone up significantly. They now have a 20.2% chance to win the division compared to the Braves, who are sitting at a 79.8% chance. Fangraphs does not believe, however, that the winner of the National League East is likely to get a bye, as it seems overwhelmingly likely that the 2 byes this year are going to be going to the Dodgers of Los Angeles and the Brewers of Milwaukee. So you really would still like that 3 seed to be able to get the wild card at home, or 4 seed, but that also seems not super likely, though the Phillies are also catching back up on the Cubs. So what do you think about everything, Jeremy?
Yeah, definitely no way we're getting a bye. We're 9 and 7 games back of those. So a little bit over like a month and change to play. Temper your hopes on that. But the division, yeah, we're 5 out in the loss, 4.5 back. Braves play today, we don't, so we could be 4 back. We play them soon. So it's just the real thing is that Miami series where we blew like every game and got swept really is the kicker. Like we should have won 2 of 3, would be we would be 2 games back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just coming out of the All-Star break, that's losing like 4 straight series. Yeah, it just that's really going to be the reason we don't win the division, is that because unlike the first of the 2019 start, we weren't leading in many of those games. We were leading, at least we could have gone 500 easily out of All-Star break instead of what we did. So that's just that.
Sure.
If we lose the division, that will be the missed opportunity. The division was ours to reclaim, and they just bleh. But
yeah. I mean, the Braves will probably have that tiebreaker too. Like we're at the time of the year where we really have to start talking about all the fun tiebreakers because
we have
like
to like sweep the rest of the game to win the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, like I would think that, and if that happens, the Phillies are winning the division for other
Yeah,
reasons. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. But yeah,
but
because we played them like 2 or 3 times in April, and that was just ugh.
now going into this series against the Marlins, the Phillies had a 5-5 record against them. So this series was in essence deciding who got that tiebreaker, which
Yes.
could turn out to be important. So the Phillies, by sweeping the Marlins, also clinched the tiebreaker and essentially extend their lead on the Marlins by an extra game. So, it may look like the Phillies are 6 games up over the Marlins, but they're really 7 games up. So
Yep.
I think at this point you can more or less count the Marlins out, really just because of this series.
Yeah, it's important to finish these kind of series off. I mean, winning the series alone was huge, but sweeping was the nice nail in the coffin. Presumably,
Yeah.
the Marlins, they're 4 games back of the Padres now, and there's 2 teams ahead of them, the Cardinals and Diamondbacks. So yeah, Miami has a lot harder way to go now.
Yes, absolutely. And if you had the Phillies only take 2 out of 3, or the Marlins took 2 out of 3 against the Phillies, then all of a sudden that would be a
Yeah,
2-game lead with the Phillies not having the tiebreaker. So that, like, drastically would change how things look. Um,
Yeah, if we lost 2 games in this, yeah, we lost 2 games in this series, we'd be tied for with the Padres for the third wild card spot. But now we have a 2-game lead over the Padres, and then of course then a 3-game lead over the Diamondbacks, a 5-game lead over the Cardinals. Yeah,
I know we've already talked about this recently, but it does just go to show like how important every game is in a baseball season, right?
yeah,
Like, the difference between a 75 win and 85 win team um, is massive, right? Even though like the winning percentages aren't actually all that different between those two teams because people are so centered around, a 500 winning percentage. Um, but I also do worry this
yeah.
time of year about saying like, oh, 7 games back. Like the Phillies know 7 games back that can happen, right? 2007, 7 back, 17 to play. Um, I always worry that's gonna like
Again,
come
that
back.
was huge because we played the Mets so much down the stretch. So like we play the Braves so much down the stretch that could be the thing that turns the tide.
Yeah, that's true. If the Phillies come out there and sweep the Braves for the remainder of their season series, like, yeah, I mean, the Phillies probably will win the division, and at that point, they would maybe even get to the point of fighting for a bye. They do have one
Yeah.
more series against the Brewers. I don't expect them to actually seriously be competing for
But I
a
know,
bye.
but even if we sweep them at this point, would be 6 games back. So
Right.
yeah,
At this
but
point, I
it's
think
just
it's just about getting home field for that
yes,
wild card
wild
series.
card,
Because
yes,
I think that
and
matters a
also
lot.
just can we talk about how just insane it is that we're in this position still after that April start.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to simplify it, since that 9-19 start, the Phillies are 61-39. That's over 100 games. It's been 100 games now since that 19-game start, 28-game start. My bad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, time
Uh,
flies. So
yeah, but the bullpen's still a little shaky. Bolin has been a little leaky lately. Uh, yeah, but we did have a save the series by Rayleigh.
true. Yeah. And I
I
also
thought
want
for
to
sure.
point out they have a lot of off days now, right? So they had that off day last Friday after the Field of Dreams game. They're off today. They're off next Thursday. They're off the Thursday after that. Like the Phillies are in a stretch here where they do not have to play as many games, and I think that they're a team for multiple reasons that really, really enjoys the off days. Number one, there's a pretty big gap between their good bullpen pitchers and their bad bullpen pitchers, and the better rested those better bullpen pitchers are, the better. Right? You look at a guy like Joan Duran, who actually hasn't thrown that many innings this year compared to last year. Maybe they could really use him down the stretch because of how he could be rested, and I'm happy to see that. And then secondly, they're just an older team, right? And like these older players are probably needing off days late in the season more than a 24-year-old or something like that. And I think that it's great that like this time of year, end of the season, going to the playoffs, the Phillies will probably be more rested than they've been in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, Corn changes everything. Apparently, they're so. It's just it'll be pretty funny. They got the Field of Dreams game fixed us while the London series broke us a couple
Yeah,
years
right.
ago.
The yin and the
And then
yang.
yeah, but on the Yohan Duran stuff, how many saves does he have left to tie Papelbon?
Uh, Somewhere in the 90s, I think, right?
No, nope, 79.
79. Okay. Well, he's under contract for what? 2 more
One more
years?
year.
One more year.
What? Yes, one more year. I really hate how like another baseball reference. I love you, but like when you say free agent 2028, just say free agent after 27 season. Like I was
Yeah.
at the,
And
like
when
who does
when
free agency by the new year? No one does that.
and free agency does technically start at like the
I
end
know.
of the calendar year.
Except
Not the end of the
what
calendar year, before the end of the calendar year.
season? Yeah, it's like the 2 days after the World, 3 days after the World Series, whatever. So it's just like yeah, yeah,
I'm with you.
and Yeah, and people always refer to it as like 2026 free agent class means this year's free agent class. So I have no idea where they get there. So if, as we all know, everyone on Earth listens to this podcast. Therefore, people at Baseball Reference, please change how you describe free agency. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'm with you there. It does not make a ton of sense. But what are you thinking about the series? Let's go into the series a little bit. What's like your first major takeaway from this series against the Marlins?
Nola, I think we could officially say Nola has settled in.
You think he's 2018 Nola again, or do you think
No,
he's
no, no, no. I think he's a solid number 4 starter now.
which is all he has to be? I don't think we need to ask like the world of Aaron Nola.
No, you want a 4.5 ERA from Aaron Nola from this point out.
Yeah,
And he's been
yeah.
better than that.
I saw something
His
over
ERA
his.
is, I mean, he's worth like his blow up starts have been so bad that his ERA is 5.12, but he's worth 1.6 WAR.
Yeah, and I think you look over his last 50 innings. I believe his ERA is 3.6. So that's a decent,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
negligible sample size of it being
Well,
okay.
his 7 starts in the second half, 40 innings, ERA of 3.6.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but yes, he just had a few really bad blow up starts, and then a few games where he's going 4 2/3. So like he hasn't been awful this year at all. It's just yeah, it's just
Yeah.
really frustrating because when he's bad, it's just like ugh.
Well, it's good timing for this to be happening as well because we've
Yes.
seen, Wheeler start to regress a little bit. Sanchez is
I think Sanchez has been right since he had that cut on his finger. I don't know why everyone's like ignoring that.
when was that? I do vaguely remember that happening.
It was like right after. Was it the? God, like I don't remember. Let's see if I can find it fast. It
And I
was it was June 30th.
Okay. Yeah, that actually probably does line up pretty well.
Yeah, so I don't know why that's like people are just like ignoring that. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's just surprisingly like how something like a blister can like destroy a season because you're constantly using it and you don't give it time to properly heal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I think that at this point, not the reliever, the starter that I trust the most out of all of them is
Oh, this
Luzardo.
is Luzardo. Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
which feels weird to say. Like, I'd probably right now go like Luzardo, Sanchez, probably still Wheeler third,
Yeah, yeah,
Nola Painter.
yeah.
I mean, I am getting genuinely worried about Wheeler. I think that there's a reason.
I think he's just tired. He didn't have a normal off season, and I think it's really catching up. I think they need to skip a turn in his rotation.
Right, and that's where I was
Which,
gonna go. Like, you can explain it by just saying, like, "Hey, maybe he's just getting tired. He had a weird off season. He
yeah,
needs rest. All of that kind of stuff," which might be true, right? He's actually thrown 21 starts this year. He's at 120 innings, so that's not negligible. Um, you look at like his overall season-wide walk rate, and that is quite a bit elevated from last year. He has 33 walks this year. He had 33 walks last year and 30 more innings. Um, but you look at the rate compared to say 24, and it's only slightly higher. But
I know. But when you just watch, it's just the pitchers aren't as competitive lately. Well, it's just when he's missing, they're not really that close.
right,
So
I mean,
yeah,
let's put it
so
this way:
yeah,
his walk rate is the highest it has been since 2018, which was the year with the Mets that he had. His home run rate, he's allowing just as much or the most home runs as any year since his 2017 year with the Mets. Um, but then you look at his hits per nine, you look at his strikeouts per nine, and that's like more in line with the way he's been over the last couple years.
well,
Um,
another thing, he has as many walks as he had all last year.
yes, yeah, that was like what I was saying earlier about And I bet you a lot of that has been in like the more recent starts where he's really seeming to have been piling those
Yeah,
walks
yeah,
in
yeah,
late in
yeah.
games.
You have uh 2 days ago. Yeah, the recent start 4 walks in Toronto. He had 5 walks. So yeah, that's almost. He has 33 on the year. So he is in his past 5 starts, he's had 11. So he's had a third of his walks in a month. So
Yeah,
it's not been a great month.
yeah, and that's okay, right? I think that happens from time to time.
Yeah. So,
He's been
but it's
doing a
also
good
like
job of
okay.
holding
So
it together.
yes, and the thing is, yeah, 5 innings, 4 runs for him is ugh. But like someone else with that control problems might be way more problems. So
Right, right. How crazy is it looking at like his 2020 season now? Obviously, it's in a bridge season because of COVID,
yeah,
but his strikeout rate. I remember back then people were saying how he's like all of a sudden a ground ball pitcher, and
yeah,
they were a little worried
six
about.
point seven.
Yeah, they were a little
It's
worried about
just
the contract because of that. But yeah, it turned out that he could still strike hitters out, and that it was just a weird 2020 quirk.
yeah, and it's God, it's I just hope when the time the Hall of Fame voters come, they look back and say he should have won the 2021 and Cy Young.
Yeah, yeah. It is funny though. Like I don't remember him getting as many votes in 23 as he did. Like, he was sixth in Cy Young in 23, even though that was like at least by his standards, somewhat mediocre
I
year.
mean, that was that one that year makes a lot of sense. It was the hangover from the World Series run, way more tired, way more use.
Yeah. I mean, it's just weird how he still was sixth in Cy Young, unless he had a
Yeah,
119 ERA plus. That's good, but
but
he's
yeah,
not somebody.
yeah. Well, I mean, he finished sixth, but he had no first place votes. So
Sure. Yeah. It's
because
interesting.
Blake Snell had 28 first place, and then Webb and Gallen each got one.
Yeah.
So anyone after that is just like, okay, sure, you people on the ballots.
Right. Those were like more mid ballot votes rather than like end
Yeah.
of ballot votes. Um, Interesting. So
So, but also, but speaking of potential like starter help, what has happened?
with what? With the signing? Is that what you're trying to hint to?
Yeah, yeah.
Phillies have
That's what I'm trying to.
signed Nestor Cortez, former Yankee legend, Nasty Nectar, um, to a major league contract, but they have also optioned him to Clearwater, of all places, which is interesting.
That's
He's
where
kind of,
everyone goes when they're. You always go to spring training facility when you're injured, kind of injury signings. So he hasn't pitched all year. Then he pitched a couple 8 starts last year. He was injured all year. So yeah,
I don't,
I think this is a good signing. He's been a solid pitcher his whole career. People I think might think of like, oh, he gave up the walk off grand slam, but he had no business pitching then. He was pitching injured then too. So yeah,
yeah, I don't think we know exactly when he's going to be back, right? Um, I think people are
yeah.
hoping that,
I wouldn't expect him back. Like it's possible maybe if they might use him as like in mid September if he could build up his arm strength in time. But
yeah.
I expect this more for a next season type situation.
Well, I don't think it's a multi-year deal though. I think it's only like the one
It
year that
is
they have him signed for.
really. Oh,
I don't think this is like a deal through next year. So
oh,
maybe
interesting.
if the
Well, then
Phillies,
I guess they think he can ramp up enough to just be like the 28th man on the roster.
sure, and like I don't know if this is a thing where they're going to try to extend their rotation out to be a six man, which I actually
Yeah,
don't
the
love
Walker
the
Buehler.
idea of right now. At least not until
I
the
hate
playoffs feel more
I
of a
hate
guarantee.
I hate 6 man rotations. Like, come on, like we're five man's enough.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I just think that it's something that the team should be doing once they feel more steady about their playoff position. Like right now, I don't feel like it's enough of a lock that they're going to make the playoffs that I want to take away Luzardo starts and Sanchez starts to make sure that we're
Yeah,
getting starts in for, you know, Nestor Cortez or whoever else.
yeah, yeah. But we'll see. He could never come up this year. Who knows?
Yeah, it's their Bueller-ish signing, but like to
Yeah,
me, like having to do this in the first place is
Oh
kind
yeah,
of something that they should have done in the offseason, like just sign somebody like him, or something they should have done at the trade deadline to be able to get like a
yeah.
more reliable, starting option. Because like every time there's like any kind of injury with a starting pitcher, um, people just like freak out because they're like, "Oh, what if like Wheeler is hurt and that's why he's struggling right now?" And what would that mean for the rotation? The answer is they'd be fucked. Um,
I mean, yeah. So I mean, another guy who was just was he? I think he was released or DFA'd. But Michael Lorenzen was just let go by yeah, they just designated him, or I think it's officially released. So he's a free. Yeah, he was released yesterday. So he could be like the stick him, stash him in the minors, see if he can do things. I mean, the most obvious signing to do bad was Michael Linton going to Colorado. So any of his numbers, grain of salt. He's 708 of the year. It was 5 something on the road. So he could be interesting if you like put him in the bullpen. He could be maybe he'll do better in the bullpen again. So I would take a low risk flyer on Michael Lorenzen.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that
What,
Lorenzen
minor league
has.
deal? Really?
I mean, if it's a minor league deal, sure.
Oh
He'll
man,
have to
I am
take
looking
down.
at his oh man, I am you look up his Savant page right now. It is quite hilarious.
No, he's
I
he's
changed my mind. I
he's
changed my mind.
pretty close.
I have never seen so many ones on a Savant page.
Even if you take him out of cores, this is
Yeah,
still a dude.
I know, but like look at his Savant page. I've never seen this many 1 percentiles.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great. That's really not great.
No, the only like he's got a 60% ground ball percentage, but yeah, I have never seen a Savant page this bad.
Wow. That is astonishing. Hey, this is a guy that threw a no-hitter. Put some respect on Michael Lorenzen's name.
I know. That's why I was like wanting to bring him back, but like, oh, I'll never forget that. I was my dad and I we were eating at the Habit, and then we're just like, oh, he's got no hitter going, and then we
The
like
habit's so
didn't
overrated.
leave and you take that back. And then yeah, we weren't good. My poor mother. We were like we weren't going to leave until the game was up, until he lost a no hitter, and so we were there for like sitting there.
You want to know where I was for that no-hitter?
Preschool.
I was in section 301 of Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, nice.
It was a fun game.
I've never seen a no hitter.
You should.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll make sure I schedule one next time I go to a game.
Yeah, no. Have you ever? What's the closest you've been? I was at a couple that went to the eighth inning. There was like a Matt Moore no hit bid that went into the seventh or eighth inning, and then I saw a Zach Plesac
I
one, Guardians in Seattle,
uh,
that also went into like the seventh or eighth inning. And then the Lorenzen one, I was like, is this the one? I've seen it already happen, twice to get deep, but it's never actually been clinched, and I don't know. It was just as cool as you'd think.
yeah, I have no I don't remember. I'm sure I've been to like a few 5+ inning ones, and I'm pretty sure the Phillies have been the wrong side of those ones. Uh,
Possible.
yeah,
It, my claim to fame is that in Little League like championship game for my town, we threw a combined no hitter in the championship game. I was the
dang.
closing pitcher.
Oh, nice, nice. You didn't blow it.
I didn't blow it. I allowed a walk, but I got the final out on a pickoff.
Oh, nice.
How anticlimactic.
Nice. No, that's the best way to do it.
How would you celebrate a like World Series winning pickoff? That would just be so awkward.
I mean it hasn't been. It wasn't a pickoff, but Babe Ruth was thrown out for the final out. Still trying to steal second.
Well, that's 500 years ago. Could you imagine if
I
that
know.
happened today?
Yeah, 1926 World Series. Yeah, they were trailing 3-2, bottom of the ninth, 2 out against Grover Cleveland Alexander. Uh, yeah, and then he was thrown out. Imagine anyone doing that now is just insane. They would be, ooh.
They'd be excommunicated. It would be
Well,
worse
well, I mean, well,
than
I mean, kind. It's not the wasn't the World Series, but wasn't it 2 outs for Dave Roberts against the Yankees in '04?
was it? You might be right.
Dave Roberts steals game 4. Uh, how many outs were there? No, there was nobody out, but still, it was ball in the ninth. So
Yeah, no, that's still
yeah,
infuriating
so that kind
nonetheless.
of, but obviously Dave Roberts versus Babe Ruth stealing bases. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think Babe Ruth really needed to make a career of stealing bases. He
no,
was doing some
1920.
other
No,
stuff too.
yeah, no, but that was also yeah, 1926. He was 31 years old, so it wasn't like this is pretty much as fatty you can get from Babe Ruth. Like, he was
Sure.
definitely not.
So
Yeah.
Bohm continued to stay hot. What do you make of the
I'm
whole?
I'm just sorry. Some of these like old, like 144 walks, 76 strikeouts, 47 home runs. Like baseball back then was totally different.
Oh yeah, it's almost impossible to compare.
No, I know. That's yeah. Bohm stayed hot, but I just found it hilarious that he one of his hits. Let's see if I can find exactly what I said. Oh yeah, yeah. He hit a Bohm hit a double. It was 104.1 off the bat, but it was 161 feet. Slap hit like 6'3" slap hitter. Ugh.
I feel like he has been hitting the ball harder recently, right? Like I don't
Yes.
think that him hitting the ball onto the ground is necessarily conducive to him actually being like a productive hitter for years to come. But I do think he's been hitting the ball harder, which is giving him at least somewhat better results, or quite a bit better results, and you'd expect slightly better results in general. So if he wants
Yeah.
to
So
keep,
I'm just so confused. So he's 95th percentile in squared up, but his barrel percentage is 27th. How the hell do you square it up and not hit the barrel?
by being really strong, I guess, hitting the ball hard, even though you're not getting the meat of the bat.
His average exit velocity is only 73% is still good. Yeah, but
Not elite,
his
right?
hard
Yeah.
hit his hard hit percentage is 58. So like, yeah, so the problem is he doesn't hit it hard. He
Make it
squares
make
it up, but he
sense.
doesn't hit it hard.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, but there have been more fly balls recently.
Sure. He's also
So
been
if you,
better at first than I was expecting him at first to be a disaster. To be
no,
honest with you.
it's so hard to like judge a guy's defense by when he just plays occasionally at the bag and not really working on it. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, of course, besides that terrible decision making he against I forgot what was the Cardinals. But either way, that dumb play that was more of a mental error than a fielding error. Uh,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, Arise made a throw that he should have caught, but the error was given to Arise. So a couple things like that. But he's fine. But this the bigger thing that this move is Stott's been so good at third base. Turner has been shielded because he uh, Stott's able to get to more balls.
Yeah. I think
Now,
it goes to
so
show
yes,
you we've been talking about Bohm forever, about how Bohm is fine at the balls that he gets to at third base, but he doesn't have the range to really be able to
yeah,
get to that many balls. And with the shortstop that's not exceptional like Turner, you really kind of need help at, second
yeah.
base and
That's why
especially third base.
Bohm passes the that's why Bohm passes the eye test, but the metrics don't really work with it. So, but I'd rather have a guy like Bohm that versus a guy Bohm when he was bad at it. Like a guy who can
Right.
get to everything he can get to. He's not going to kill you, but you could have better. So he was. But the point was, Bohm is fine at third base. It's just the problem is Turner sucks at shortstop.
I
And
mean,
like
Harper in right
yesterday,
field has been better than I think people were expecting it to be as well.
what people got to remember, Harper wasn't really bad in right field. He didn't try his free agency year because he didn't want to get hurt, and then yeah. So he's got a
He had
good
a
arm.
plus arm, which his arm
Yeah.
doesn't look as good as it did.
But is he trying to throw hard at that? Like, is he like holding back? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And I think that like overall, the tracking of fly balls looks like it's still there, which is cool. Glad to
And
see
that's
that.
kind of a skill you like never really lose.
Yeah. No.
Like for example, I never had that skill.
No, me too. Yeah, you throw
And
me in the
yeah.
outfield, you're asking for a goddamn
Oh yeah, no.
disaster.
I remember I was playing like a pickup game in college. I was like, please don't put me in the outfield. And every ball went over my head. I'm like, I can't read it. I can't.
It's so hard. So hard.
Yeah.
Like a wide receiver getting a ball like over their shoulder
Yeah.
or
No.
something like that,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah. No. I can't. I can't read it. Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
offense,
So
like any other like major offensive notes you have? I feel like this was kind of just like a
I mean,
status
look, Arise
quo.
has Arise. Well, it's nice to see Arise has really settled back in after that cold stretch, which was really frustrating. I mean, the offensive side, I still can't find that bone quote, but apparently they're talking about, oh, like, yeah, we're having a plan. Manually said, so you guys have a plan? And Bone's like, oh, yeah, now we have a plan. So if any of that is true, I'm going to lose my mind.
I mean,
But
some of that has to be
Bone,
hyperbolic.
I know, yeah, it has to be. No one, please don't be that stupid, Bone. Uh, but yeah, but his average now is 242. It was like 220 like a couple weeks ago, and this guy plays every day and doesn't walk. So that
Yeah.
that just so this is a night hot streak. I don't believe it's gonna last. I don't. He's not because we've seen it before. Stott's way more consistent. That's good at that. But I think this just proves you move Stott to third permanently or shortstop next year. You try to keep a rise. You move Harper back to first. Move Turner to the outfield, and you side one more outfielder, and then you could get a third baseman or first stop, whatever you want to do a stop.
Here's my concern with re-signing Arise, and I'm not against it, but I would want to get him to buy in to not being stuck at second base forever, right? Like the reason we had to do all of these positional adjustments was because Arise only wanted to play second base. He signed with the Giants in the offseason because he wanted to play second base. If Arise only wants to play second base, he's been much better there defensively this year in his age 29 season. But will he remain that good as he goes into his age
Yeah,
31, 30, 32,
yeah,
whatever? I want to make sure that he'd be open to in the future moving off of second base.
yes,
And
I
and
agree
if
with that. I agree with that.
and if he agreed with that, then like sure. But if he's like, no, I am only a second baseman and I'm only going to be a second baseman, yeah, I don't know if I want to get into the same situation that defensively we've been at with Turner at points.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give him more than like a 4-year deal anyway, though.
I don't know if I even want to give him 4 years because
Well, I'm just saying though that like that's the most.
the only reason
That's what
he's
I'm
so
saying.
valuable this year is because of the defensive improvements that he made, right? Like the
Yeah.
offensive stats are a
Hey,
little
hey,
bit up
he
compared to
blasted a
last
home
year.
run yesterday. He blasted a home run.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at him offensively and he's pretty much the same as like 2024 Luis Ariz, who was worth
Yeah.
one WAR, right? Like this was a below average starter, just because the defense at second base was so bad. Um, and he has been significantly better this year. There's a whole foolish baseball video where you can kind of go into how he's been better at defense this year. That was released when he was still with the Giants earlier in the season.
I know, but like, so right as of right now, he's leading the league in average. He'll have 4 batting titles. How many of those are not in the Hall of Fame?
Well, he's going to be one of them.
I know, I know. The guy's gonna have 4 batting titles with a WAR under 20, or maybe exactly 20 yet, because he's at 19.8 right now. So, but
Turns out that people were right when they said that on base percentage was more important.
yeah, but I mean, he's got a 3 WAR season. So it's just kind of he can say back to back 1 WAR years. It's like 8 more WAR. He'd be close to 30, going to age 30. He could have a chance in the Hall of Fame. He's had more 4 WAR seasons than 1 WAR seasons. Just saying.
Uh, no, I don't think that's true. I think he's had 2 seasons with 4 WAR, and then 3
Okay,
with
fine. Yeah,
1
fine.
point something,
Okay, fine. Whatever.
and then 1 with 0
Combined
points.
4. Fine. He's had more. He's had 4 and 3 WAR seasons more than 1 WAR seasons. There.
Okay, there you go. We'll give you that. He's fine, right? Like I think he's probably average it all out, like a slightly above average second baseman with like a
Yeah, no, but it's
pretty
just really.
unique profile.
It's just really funny that this guy will have potentially 4 batting titles, and he was not even going to sniff the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it is funny. It is like, how much would this dude get paid like 15 years ago, right? Like the
Oh,
guy would get
oh,
paid by some team that was not up to date with things.
so the Phillies.
Probably.
But
Phillies.
moving on to more positive things. This is a positive podcast, guys. Yesterday
Yeah.
in Clearwater, Tyler Spangler made his debut. Those
How did he do?
he went 1 for 3. I watched his first
Okay.
at bat. Competitive, and you got to remember he didn't like really play this year in high school. So the fact that he looked competitive, was fouling balls off, he looked pretty good. He's only 18. So yeah. People, I just like people like, oh, you like, why would you? You could go to college stuff. He could go to college later. The guy got a $3 million signing bonus.
How crazy is it that he went from playing like it must be crazy for somebody like that to go from playing like against high school pitchers to like professional pitchers within like 3 months. Like that's got to be
Oh,
insane.
yeah. But the thing, I think this draft could be like the best Phillies draft of all time. Like, so he batted second, I think. But anyways, so I watched the first inning.
Okay.
Will Gasparino led off. Holy, like I know, like, oh yes, you see, 6'6", 220. You know, you have this guy is tall, huge, long legs, and lean. The guy got a hit, stole second base, or did he walk? I can't remember. But either way, woo! 875 OPS in 11 games, and A ball. He is age difference is 0 in Clearwater, so like he's exactly fine for where he is right now. And then you have Caden Bogenpol, who's also 6'6". He's batting 321. And both of them are just blasting the ball. Gasparino hit one. Oh, no, Bogenpol hit one 117
Wow.
last week. It's just.
They say Clearwater is where all the fun players are right now, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, you think of this because you have all these guys you drafted last year, and then they play well, then they get promoted, and then they get the new draft class in. And
Yeah.
I'm still not used to Clearwater being lower than Lakewood. I still can't get over it.
It's weird. It's very strange. Very strange.
But also because there's no like used to have like the short season league. That's where all the draft picks would go, like Williamsport. They got rid of
True.
those. So yeah,
That's a good point.
and I think Nori started his rehab assignment. So hopefully he hits in September, like the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, I mean, trade piece. That's what you all got hope for Nori at this point.
Yeah. Anything else
We
that
don't
you
need another
have?
lefty.
Anything else that you have on like the prospects or anything like that?
No. I mean, Bowker got promoted to Reading, I believe. So
Cool.
that's good. So we have Bowker and Wood. So Bowker and Wood next year could potentially be call ups.
That would be fun.
Also, that depth looks a little bit better. Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Anything else that you have in general?
We got breaking news. We claimed Andrew Hoffman off waivers from the Diamondbacks and optioned him to AAA.
Okay. There you
This
go.
guy has in 8 games this year has a 7.71 ERA. He throws right and has a walk rate of 6.2. I don't understand when team like these kind of moves. Why? We have so many guys that can do this. Why would you claim another crappy guy?
They see something. I mean, look at his picture on Baseball Reference. That he seems like a funny guy.
Yeah, weird, uneven. Yeah. Let's see. What's his Devon page? Does he at least throw hard? If I don't see a red velocity on him,
That is the Phillies type.
it's everyone's type. No, his fastball velocity is only 51st percentile.
Okay. I mean, even
So
that's what, like 95 or something these days, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, 94.5. But
no.
I mean, obviously, it's not many games to get enough sense on it.
True.
Yeah, but I think another positive thing that they've been better with ABS lately.
Yeah, I mean, Harper still has his dumb ones that he does in
Yeah,
pretty
Harper is still just
non-important
walking
situations.
insane pace. Harper has like 90 walks already.
Yeah. It's like what he said he was going to do before the season, he's actually doing now,
Yeah,
which is cool,
Harper has
right?
91
Exciting
walks,
stuff.
the most since 2021 when he had 100. So crazy.
I'll take it. I'll take it,
Yeah,
man.
I know. Like you take an 873 OPS from Harper every like 840 and above. That's what I want from Harper. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm starting to like lose my voice a little bit.
Yep.
So, any other topics that you have for today?
Nope.
Sweet. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Jeremy, for joining us, and we'll talk to you all after the Cardinals series.